one final example to go through, and then we are done for today's lesson. So example 3 says, write an equation in standard form, passes through the point -2, -3, and 2, -5, and we want to write our final answer in standard form. So, we need a slope, we need a point. We have a point, but we don't have a slope. Now, what can we do to figure out what that slope is? Well, we have 2 points. 2 points. I know that the x value of my first point is -2. I know that the y value of my first point is -3. I know the x value of my second point is 2. And I know the y value of my second point is -5. Now, what equation do we know of that we can use all of that information to give ourselves our slope? If you're thinking y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, you are absolutely right. Gold star. And the cow says congratulations. That's right, the cow. So, m is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That's the equation of our slope. Let's plug those points in. If we have ourselves 2 points, we can quickly figure out what that slope is. So m is, y2 is -5, y1 is -3, so I'm subtracting -3. x2 is 2. x1 is -2, so minus -2 here. -5, subtracting a negative gives me a plus. 2, subtracting a negative gives me a plus. -5 plus 3 gives us -2. 2 plus 2 gives us 4. And -2 over 4 is just the exact same thing as -1/2. Remember, reduce your fractions whenever you can. So, our slope is -1/2. We have ourselves 2 points. And so you're probably asking yourself, well, what point do I use when I plug it into y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1? And the answer to that is, you can use either of them. You can use this set of points, you can use point F, or you can use this set of points, which is point G. It doesn't really matter which one you pick, because these ones already have an x1 and a y1 on them, and because I have an x1 and y1 here, I think I'm just going to pick those ones, but I could just as easily pick this set of points. Just so long as I have a point that I plug into my x1 and my y1 points, values, I can just plug either one of those in to get my answer. So, we have ourselves y minus y1 is -3 equals m, which is -1/2, times x minus x1, which is -2. If I'm subtracting a negative, I'm really just adding it. X minus -2, subtracting a negative, I'm really just adding it. I'm going to drop my brackets on this side of my equation, so I have y plus 3. -1/2 times x is just -1/2 x. And -1/2 times 2, well, I get 1 times 2 over 2 times 1 on the bottom here, which is just -1. You want to see how that works out? I have -1/2 times 2 over 1. Top times the top gives me -2. Bottom times the bottom gives me +2. -2 divided by 2 is just -1. That's where that -1 came from. At this point, we want to put things into standard form, so I'm just going to move everything off to the left-hand side. So we have y plus 3. Since I have a negative here, I will be adding 1/2 x. And since I have a negative here, I'll be adding 1 and just putting my equal sign with my 0 over on this side. I want to make sure that I rearrange so that I have my x term first. So I have 1/2 x plus y plus 3 plus 1 is equal to 0. Hopefully you have this green stuff down from by now. I'm just going to erase this so that I can continue my work over here. So just to rewrite, just going to rewrite this line right here. 1/2 x plus y plus 3 plus 1 equals 0. Well, 3 plus 1 we can simplify to 4. So I have my x before my y, before my numbers, everything is positive. However, I do have a fraction. Now to get rid of this fraction, what I want to do is look at the bottom, which is a 2, and just multiply every single term here by 2. So I have 2 times 1/2 x plus 2 times y plus 2 times 4 equals 2 times 0. Remember to multiply the right side of your equal sign by the 2 as well. 2 times 1/2 is the same thing as saying 2 times 1 over 1 times 2, so 2 over 2x, plus 2y, plus 2 times 4 gives 8, and equals 2 times 0 is just a 0. 2 over 2 is the same thing as 1, so I've got 1x plus 2y plus 8 gives me 0. And if I have a 1 in front of x, remember mathematicians are really lazy people, we just leave this as an x. X plus 2y plus 8 is equal to 0. And there's our equation in standard form. Let's write down a few steps for writing equations in point-slope form. If we're given 2 points but we don't have a slope, just like in example 3, what we need to do is first calculate our slope using the equation m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Remember, you're just using this if you don't already have your slope. Step 2, write our equation for the point-slope form, and remember that's just y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. Substitute in the values that you know. So the values you should know are something for your slope, which is m. You should have an x1 point, and you should have a y1 point. So m, x1, and y1. Rearrange the equation into standard form if you need to. Remember, standard form just means I have some number in front of x, plus some number in front of y, plus some constant number, which is equal to 0. And remember that a, b, and c are integers. Integers just mean that they're not fractions, they're not decimals. And if required, we can rearrange our equation into slope and y-intercept form. Remember, that just means y equals mx plus b. Standard form and slope and y-intercept form, you have the same equation of a line, it just looks a little bit different. So there you go. All you need to know is your slope, you need to know the x value of your point, you need to know the y value of your point, plug them into this equation right here, rearrange as you need to, and you have yourselves the equation of a line. Thanks for your work today, folks.